podcast and delivering daycare. Today we're at the Capitol where we're asking for all our senators to vote yes for Bill SB 5003 and SB 1. So today, Child Care Challenges podcast, as you can see, we're here at the Capitol where everyone is gathering today as a team. We ask our senators and reps to vote yes for SB 5003.
Buena, buena, aquí estamos todos aquí representando para que voten por favor por el Bill 503, sorry, porque nos queremos que el cuidado infantil tenga más fondo, cuidado médico, queremos por banquea, queremos que nos den fondo para Care for Kids, porque nosotros lo necesitamos. Como presidente del cuidado infantil, yo estoy aquí abogando por todas las proveedoras de cuidado infantil para que voten por el Bill 553.
My name is Araceli Marte. Estamos solicitando, por favor, que aumenten los fondos de 5503 y que, por favor, le inyecten fondos al programa de Advocacy y que saquen de lista de espera a los nuevos integrantes, a los nuevos niños, a los nuevos infantes. Solicitamos enormemente ayuda. Muchas gracias.
Jeffrey. The superintendents are giving it.
What do we need to do?
It's nowhere yet. It's a question of whether it just needs to get locked out of any I'll get more information for you. He got the rundown. Talk to him.
Okay.
Take off. You guys got work to do.
Keep me posted on that. Yeah, I'm going to wait for you more information.
The law, the 5,003 to pass, yeah, because we need health care. You know, we don't get a lot of money like they thought not to have health care. So we really need that law to pass. We can care kids if we don't have health care. If we don't have healthy, we cannot care about kids. That's why it's very important. We need support for child care. We need it now, not tomorrow. Now is today. Now we need it because kids need us. So if we don't have, if we don't for kids, how is going to be the kids? So
We need it, and that's why it's important to pass today. We need
yes,
this law
exactly.
to pass. And what bill they want to pass today? What bill is that?
The bill is 5003.
5,000.
We need a 5003, HB 5003 law to pass.
Okay.
So say yes to this law today. We need it.
Is it a nice letter? You're a governor of mine. You're the greatest governor we've ever had. Thank you so much for every day here. Did I get that about right? Keep talking to these guys. We're going to get it passed. We're going to have universal early childhood. You still need increased pay. I gotta ask Matt about what we're doing for the health care. I think it's the most important initiative we have in this budget, listening to the folks right here. I can get universal early childhood, free of charge, every family under 100,000. That's great for the kid. You know, mom and dad get back to work, help with affordability. We're gonna get it done.
And on the budget, obviously, I know keep getting closer. When do you think we might see that final?
I think we've got a broad agreement. All the numbers are back with the legislature. You know, there's Matt Brockman. We've been waiting since last night. Hopefully we'll get something back. All right, thank you.
So we're still here waiting for the passing of the bill for HB 5003 and HB 001 and for child care tax credit and also working class for like home health aid, and the legislative session is still going on. So we're waiting patiently. The Advocacy Day today to talk about what's going on. So hopefully we can get some results, at least say fix child care, and we're here to fix it. Not only child care, but everyone that works in the healthcare industry. And for tax credit for mothers. The CT is the only state that do not have child care tax credit, while New York have it, Vermont have it, Massachusetts have it, Rhode Island have it. Connecticut does not have child care tax credit. And we're here today for the passing of the bill, the lobbyist day today. And we're hoping that today is just so great where we turned out, we patiently waited. It had passed the House and we're now in the Senate, we're waiting for it to pass. We're just waiting, patiently waiting for this. As you can see, we're still waiting. I'm gonna go in now, but we can't speak.
There is a study being done. Could the good representative talk to me about the study of the coverage of health benefits and all of these, the data that will be collected in that part where you Mr. Speaker?
Representative Farrar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This study, we chatted a little bit about it earlier. It was referenced in the uses of the fund in the first year. This study will be performed by our Connecticut Health Insurance Exchange, and it is meant to gather data from the Office of Childhood and other resources to specify what the demographics are of the population of early childhood educators, the number of employees that might not have coverage under a current benefit plan, and then any other information they might require to both effectively model and estimate the cost of such a program. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sutcliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And that about wraps up my questions for that section. Just as I see it, we're looking at about $200 million for cost in 2026. We're not quite sure what 2027 will look like. So I guess, you know, we're trying to get a fiscal note just on this piece of it. It's really hard to determine that because we don't know what 2027 is going to look like.
And one of the ways that this endowment and the support of expanding the slots and the rates in this endowment, it will further increase the rates of providers. So in turn, again, they can better support their staff and cover those expenses to make sure that they are able to retain their critical staff and educators. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sutcliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The good proponent did just strike one more question with me. When we're talking about cost for salaries of these centers that can get reimbursed, is there a cap? I mean, because a salary, a good salary to one person is different from a good salary to another person. Is there a straight amount that people will get if you're in a home care or in a center? Are those salaries all the same? Through you, Mr. Speaker?
Representative Farrar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Happy to answer that. There's been significant analysis done by the Office of Early Childhood on the steps created for educators, especially those who have their credentials, to reach parity with public school teachers. And Office of Early Childhood has produced something called the narrow cost analysis, which includes regional rates based on credentials for folks who are in an early childhood center, and therefore based on the dollars that would go towards rates, the provider would be expected to reach those salary levels for their different number of educators who have different levels of credentials. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, and I thank the representative for answering all my questions on this part of the bill. And I'll just make a note, I know in our, funding early childhood educators, we put in $380 million for early childhood. So just everyone in this chamber is really interested in, it's an important piece of legislation to make sure that we do fund our early childhood. I think it's important. I can make two stories in the beginning, and I can think of those people. So thank you for your answers. So moving on to the next section, section 16 through 30, I know special education. So thank you, Mr. Speaker. Through you, I do have two questions. As we know, 5001 passed out of this House unanimously the other night, which is a really great thing. I do have to admit, I struggle a little bit with our state because we want to fund everything, and it's so difficult. We want to fund early childhood and pre-K, and we want to fund special ed, and we want to fund all these things, and we have to pick and choose, and we have to ensure, as I have said in the beginning of my little diagram, that we are able to pay off our debt also. So I do struggle with all of this funding and ensuring that it's being put to the best use. So, with that being said, just to go through some of these special education sections. When I'm looking at section, I guess starting with 16, in lines 455 through 460, it talks about rates or other fees charged has been added in with these contracts. And I would like to know how this bill is in relationship to 5001 that we talked about.
Oh, thanks. You look great. But you're not even looking at that. This is smiling. Can I send some to you? Can someone send?
The line of says that those contracts have to be in accordance with the rate schedule that we established in 5001, section 3.
You're very serious. I know.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And also noted in line 487. And so it talks about grant money, and I just wanted to ensure the grant money is in. So I was curious how this relates to section 7. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Through you, Mr. Speaker. Similarly, the line mentioned here that references section 7 just says that any payment under the provisions of section 1768 any payment under that provision or the section that we have in section 7 of our bill, which has the grant, would have to include the expenditures that districts pay
Appreciate the good representative for those answers. If I continue down to lines 500 through 505, 506, in that section, it talks about non-approved facilities. And my question is, if a child is due to the IEP, has to go to a non-approved facility, will the school get reimbursed through you, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, current law has the ability for a district to get excess cost reimbursement for children that are placed in non-approved facilities. However, those placements have to be done through the due process hearings. A PPT that is eligible in a school can still place a child in a non-approved facility, but the school district would not be eligible for reimbursement through you.
Representative Sakis.
If a child due to PPT or AP has to go, there's no approved facility, has to go to a non-approved facility, the district will not get reimbursed through you, Mr. Speaker.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, that is correct.
Quite right. If they have to do it, and there's no other place for the school district to do, when we talk about the cost of outplacements and the cost of all of these things, that just adds to the cost. So I'm hoping the good representative, we can look at that next year, because I see it is added language to this bill.
But now this year, after 1 year of being under that law, they want to strip you out from that. So what we're going to do is that this just happened in the last 10 minutes. So this is going to be the focus of our day now. Paraeducators who go into schools, and I'm sure every February vacation come home with some sort of communicable disease. Paid sick days are the foundation of our benefits. And they cannot take those away after just 1 year of
We're gonna